Hello, and welcome to Pros Before Joes. Here you will find useful hints and tips that will help your playing abilities in-game. Today we will be focusing on the Support Specialist perk for Killing Floor. First we will be going over the stats of the Support Specialist, then their weapons loadout, and finally just some helpful hints and tips that will be useful for you in-game. Let's take a look at the stats for the Support Specialist perk. As a Support Specialist, you'll get a bonus to damage, penetration, and ammo capacity for shotguns, damage and ammo capacity increases for grenades, extra weight capacity increases, and welding speed increases, as well as the shotgun discount bonus. At level 5 and level 6, you will spawn with a shotgun and hunting shotgun respectively. The first weapon in the Support Specialist arsenal is the shotgun. This is going to be the cheapest weapon you can get as a Support Specialist, and it will likely be the first weapon you'll get because of it. It's got a decent range for a shotgun. Its effective range is short to medium because of the tight spread that it has. It has a decent damage per shot as well, but it will only be recommended in the early waves because later waves, when you're dealing with Skrakes and Flesh Pounds, this gun pretty much becomes useless against them. It's also recommended, since the reload can be interrupted, that anytime you're not firing you should be reloading because you can interrupt the reload at any point in time. This is also a decent off-perk weapon because it's inexpensive to buy and has a pretty deep ammo reserve for off-perk. This gun will also randomly spawn at weapon spawn, so you can easily pick one up and sell it or use it as your own. One of the newest weapons in the Support Specialist arsenal is the Vlad 9000 or Vlad the Impaler shotgun. This gun will fire bursts of nails instead of pellets at your opponents, and the nails will actually ricochet off of surfaces and will cause 25% less damage after each ricochet. This gun has a wide burst, so it's only useful at short range, and it is recommended for use in maps such as Bedlam or Filth's Cross, where you can use the ricocheting pellets to your advantage. This gun also has a fast rate of fire and a low clip size, so you will be reloading more often than not with this weapon, so it's recommended that you keep an additional weapon as well as this one. The next gun is the HSG-1 shotgun. This gun carries a 12-round magazine and has a very fast firing rate for a pump-action shotgun. It also has one of the fastest reload rates of any shotgun available to you. The gun has this nice feature where you can switch between tight and wide burst, should the situation dictate that. The tight burst will actually allow you one of the longest ranges of any shotgun available to you. One of the weaknesses of this gun is that it has a low ammo supply, so in the longer waves you'll find yourself running out of ammo more often than not. So make sure that you carry an additional weapon with the later waves that you can use when you run out of ammo. The next gun is the hunting shotgun. This gun will only be really useful at short range because of its wide burst, but it does do a tremendous amount of damage in a short period of time. The primary fire will allow you to fire one barrel at a time, or the alt fire will fire both barrels at the same time. The downside with this gun is that you can't reload your barrels if you fired only one shot. You will have to empty the second barrel, and it will only be useful for that spike of damage that you might need. The ammo is also pretty expensive, so you don't really want to use this as your primary weapon, but it is useful for taking out those bigger Zeds like Skrakes or Flesh Pounds that come later. This next gun is the combat shotgun. It does the same amount of damage as the regular shotgun per shot, but it is semi-automatic and it has a red dot sight. The reloading takes a little bit longer than the regular shotgun though, but it is interruptible reload as before. The gun is fairly expensive though, so it's really not worthwhile considering the damage output is not that much different than the regular shotgun. The final gun in the Support Specialist arsenal is the AA-12 shotgun. This gun is arguably the best gun a Support Specialist can get. It comes with a 20-round drum magazine, and it can be switched between semi-automatic and full auto fire. The gun has the least amount of damage per shot, but it comes with the highest accuracy, rate of fire, and DPS of pretty much all the shotguns available. This gun has the largest ammo pool available for all shotguns, but despite that, it's still a good idea to watch your ammo usage, because even at the end of longer waves, you'll still find yourself running out of ammo at times if you don't pay attention to that. This gun is useful for taking out large groups of weaker enemies, as well as the bigger enemies such as Scrapes and Flesh Pounds. The only downside of this gun is its price. It is tied for 4th as the most expensive gun you can get in the game. As a quick side note, if you ever find yourself in possession of the trench gun, despite it being a firebug weapon, it will also benefit from the same damage and penetration bonuses as other shotguns from the support specialist perk. My preferred loadout is the HSG-1 shotgun or AA-12 shotgun as my primary weapon, with the hunting shotgun as my secondary weapon, which I can use if I need to get a large amount of damage. Finally, let's move on to just some general tips about the support specialist. As a support specialist, you'll be most useful if you can set up an area where you can bottleneck all of the specimens in to take full advantage of your high damage and penetration bonus. Be sure to utilize your penetration bonus by lining up specimens so you can take them out quickly and efficiently. One of the big strengths of the support specialist perk is the fact that you can dish out a ton of damage in a short period of time. You will also have a big weakness against dealing with long range enemies, and your reload times are also extremely long, so make sure that you get good at spacing out your reloads correctly, otherwise you might get caught flat-footed without any ammo and then you're going to have a bad time. Because of your increased damage bonus with grenades, make sure that you utilize them both for clearing out large groups of weaker enemies as well as dealing with flesh pounds, because they suffer a damage bonus to explosives. Because of your increased weld speed, you will at times be asked to keep a door welded shut. Do not shirk from this duty just because you might get bored of it, because it sometimes is the most important duty. Another thing that you're going to want to get used to is opening up the doors and clearing them out and then re-welding them. This will take a little bit of practice as you have to get used to hearing what's behind the door, but it is a useful skill to know as a support specialist. A useful tip if you have 2 support specialists in your party, have them switch out welding the door midway through the wave. That way you'll get a fresh support specialist in who has full ammo, and they won't get bored by just having one weld the door the whole time. The support specialist is one of the most useful late game perks to have. It's very effective at killing some of the later wave enemies, such as Scrapes and Flesh Pounds, and there are several advanced techniques that you can also use to eliminate them, which I will cover in my future video focusing on specimen elimination. I hope you found this video helpful. I will be making additional videos covering the rest of the perks as well as a specimen elimination video in the future, so keep your eyes open for those, and I will see you next time on the next Pros Before Joes.